What's good, beautiful people? Oh man, I didn't even impersonate anybody. I was just trying something different. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades, where we give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. Today, we're going to be giving you guys an update on ticker symbol HCMC. Guys, this play has been on our radar for quite some time now. I am so pumped because this has been an absolute slam dunk so far. To say this has been a grand slam is an understatement. This is absolutely LeBron James dunking on Shaquille O'Neal, because this has been a beautiful stock. So if you're not familiar with the play, I don't think it's too late, right? We're going to present this to you. We're going to present the information, why I think this is a good stock to get into. This is an OTC market stock, so you will not be able to buy into this with Webull if you are curious. But we're going to look at the fundamentals of the company, right? What do they do? Why should you care? And then some recent news catalysts, why we expect the stock to run up, right? And then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, which is the chart setup, the best possible entry points. So we're going to look at this on the 1 month chart as well as the 1 day, 1 minute chart to give both a macroscopic and microscopic perspective of the price action. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up, right? The RSI, which is the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything under 30 is oversold. This is a tool that helps you indicate momentum, both bullish and bearish on a stock, right? And then I've got the 200 EMA, which is this purple trend line, and the 15-day MA, which is this blue trend line. The 200 EMA is the exponential moving average, and this is a price action-based valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period, which gives us a macroscopic perspective of overall price action. And then the 15-day MA is a microscopic price action indicator. It's the moving average. Some brokerage accounts call this the SMA, the simple moving average. They are one and the same. This is a price action-based valuation trend line over a 15-day moving period, and we use these side by side so we can get an idea of when potential breakouts may be coming. My friends, if you're able to get into this back when the 15 MA just crossed over the 200 EMA, oh my freaking god, you would be up 5,000% right now, which is absolutely insane. So guys, we've got quite a bit to talk about. Let's get right into the video. So what do these guys do, right? Let's just give you the why. What is the fundamentals of the company? Healthier Choices Management Corporation, formerly Vapor Corporation, is a holding company. The company is focused on managing healthy food markets and providing consumers with healthy daily choices with respect to nutrition and other lifestyle alternatives. The company segments include U.S.-based retailer of vaporizers and e-liquids and the natural and organic grocery operations in Fort Myers, Florida. The company sells direct to consumer through their company-owned brick-and-mortar retail locations. The company operates under the Vape Store and Ada's natural and organic brands. So they've got kind of two different sectors which they focus on, right? They seem to kind of work exactly against each other, but that's all right. So they've got this healthier foods, right? They've got the organic groceries, the natural groceries operation out in Fort Myers, which is interesting, right? That's not a bad thing. But what catches our eye is this vaporizers and e-liquids. And we're going to tell you a little bit of why if this is the first time that you've seen HCMC. So we're going to pull up the website right here and just give you an overview briefly on what they do, right? So you can see their website, Healthier Choices Management Corporation. We're going to go over this article, but this was posted on the 8th of February. And the company overview. So they're a U.S.-based publicly traded company specializing in providing consumers with healthier alternatives to everyday lifestyle choices. They own an intellectual property suite comprised of patents, and the patents are interesting. This is good. Issued in both the United States and Canada. Patents are a guaranteed way that you can generate revenue, right? And we're going to get into why this is important. These patents have a primary focus on safer vaping technology, as well as synthetic or imitation nicotine compositions, processes, and methods of manufacture. HCMC continues to innovate and hopes to expand this suite in the future. So, as it sits right now, I mean, if we look at their healthy choices, they've got a couple different things here. They've got the HCMC intellectual property holdings, they've got the healthy choice markets, and they've got the vape stores, right? With 9 vape stores across the southeast United States, the vape store has a clear foothold in the still ever-growing e-cigarette vaping market. And there is a pretty big lawsuit that they are trying to win, which we do know is supposed to be acted upon by February 26th, right? And we're going to tell you a little bit of what this is. So, Healthier Choices Management News, HCMC stock skyrockets and lawsuit speculation. This was posted a while ago, but the date isn't necessarily important. The premise of why it skyrocketed and why this stock is still going to the freaking moon is very, very important. So check this out. HCMC news for Wednesday includes shares of the stock skyrocketing on lawsuit speculation. To go with this is an increase in trading for HCMC stock, yada, yada, yada. Here's everything that investors need to know as shares of HCMC stock lead higher. HCMC is suing Philip Morris International over patent infringement. The lawsuit was originally filed back in November 2020, but is picking up steam again thanks to posts on Reddit Penny Stocks, right? This has investors taking interest in the company as they speculate it could win the lawsuit against Philip Morris? If so, the company is seeking damages from Philip Morris International. The lawsuit alleges that Philip Morris infringed upon its patent 170 with its IQOS tobacco vapor product. Healthier Choices Management is a company that focuses on providing customers with healthier lifestyle options. It has this location at Fort Myers, right? And it operates 9 vape shops, as we discussed briefly before that. So if we click on this this little link right here, it's going to bring us to this lawsuit. We've got this Form 8K, right? And we can just take a quick peek at everything that's going on here. So what do we see? We see HCMC versus Philip Morris, right? Plaintiff versus defendant. And the complaint for patent infringement is this. Plaintiff Healthier Choices Management Corporation, by and through its underdesigned counsel, brings its action for patent infringement against defendant Philip Morris USA, Philip Morris USA, and Philip Morris Products. This is a civil action for patent infringement of its U.S. patent number 170, arising under the United States Patent Laws, Title 35, yada, yada, yada. The inventions claimed in the 170 patent are the result of significant investment, research, and development by Healthier Choices and relate to innovative products and methods for inter alia consumers' use and enjoyment of tobacco products. With the lawsuit, HCMC seeks to be compensated for defendants' use of its patented technology. And Philip Morris has, I believe, about $2 billion invested in their IQOS smokeless tobacco product system. So if we look up IQOS product Philip Morris, you can see this is it right here. We'll go back. So this is it right here, right? You can see their smokeless tobacco product, the IQOS system, and they have a lot of money. Philip Morris does. They have a lot of money invested in this product. So I'm not necessarily saying that HCMC will receive all compensation for that product, right? But this is very significant news. That's good. That's a good thing. And I'll show you why later. But their financial statements, their financial sheets, their net income, right, their net revenue is not that high. So even if they receive a fraction, 10% of this, that is going to be a huge, huge, huge deal. And it's going to push the stock price up. I'm not kidding you when I say thousands of percents if this ends up winning, right? People are going to go nuts. And you're seeing the anticipation and the buildup to this right now with the chart setup, right? There's no news coming out. This is all hype. And it's only February 12th right now. This is hype in anticipation of February 26th. So just keep that in the back of your mind. As far as, recent news goes, we do have this. This was posted on February 8th, so this was a couple days back, but we have this. HCMC announced the sale of $5 million of preferred stock, convertible into common stock, initially at 150% premium to company's most recent closing price. So if we check this out, HCMC announced this, its Series D preferred stock to certain institutional investors. Anytime you see institutional investors, that should matter to you because big money putting their money somewhere matters, right? It means they have faith in a company. They don't just randomly choose companies. I guarantee you they did the same homework we're doing right now. The Series D preferred stock is convertible into HCMC common stock at an initial conversion price of 0.0024, a 150% premium to its last market closing price on Friday, February 5th, 2021 of 0.0016. The conversion price is subject to certain downward adjustments, including when the conversion shares are registered for resale or may be sold pursuant to Rule 144, as further described in the company's Form 8K filed as of the date hereof. Led by our largest single long-term investor, HCMC has received an equity investment from a group of institutional investors, with the convertible preferred stock being issued with an initial conversion price of 0.0024, a 150% premium to our last market close. This shows confidence in the company's fundamentals, IP assets, and prospects moving forward is inspiring, said Jeff Holman, CEO of HCMC. So that's a big deal. Anytime that you see long-term institutional investors step into a company, right, that typically indicates that there's some pretty good stuff happening right now. And I feel very comfortable with where this situation is currently heading. So I like this a lot. Now that we know, what the company is, some recent news, we can look at their financial situation. And what I find the most interesting is their gross profit, right? If we look at this, it's $6.48 million in 2019. Now, I'm not necessarily saying they're going to receive compensation for all $2 billion that Philip Morris has invested in their IQOS smokeless tobacco product, but what I am saying is they're likely compensated to a pretty decent amount, right? What terms they come to, I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you that off the top of my head. But what I can say is it's going to be a lot of money. Anything in comparison to $6.48 million, even if they receive 10% of that $2 billion investment, my friends, that is a lot. That's $200 million, which would be absolutely insane compared to their 2019 gross profits. So very excited to see how that ends up panning out. I do think it's going to be a huge, huge, huge push for HCMC, and that is how we are looking right now. So let's get into the meat and potatoes, which is the charts here, right? How do you get into this without getting burned? Well, what we've seen so far is this has been a really clean, smooth run-up. And the only way that I can see this not panning out, where you all of a sudden see a crazy crash, is if all of a sudden the HCMC Philip Morris lawsuit either got postponed or canceled, if they decided to drop it, it's possible that they postpone it, right? That is something you need to keep in the back of your mind. That's not something that we can predict or something that we can really control. But as we know now, that is set to be on February 26th is when we are expecting action. So what have we seen so far here on the price action, right? Well, we were in a nice clean upper moving channel with an ascending level of support, ascending level of resistance. We always look for at least 3 touch points to indicate that we have a validated level of support or resistance. We have that here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have that down here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We ended up breaking this ascending level of support, right? Right here, as you see, we have this wide range candle, which indicates to me that that is no longer a validated level of resistance, instead acting as a level of support. We did see that was the case. And then we were starting a new upward moving channel, a faster rate of growth. And what we do to validate this is get at least 3 touch points per usual, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do the same on the top here. We look for at least 3 different touch points. And you can see that we were kind of in a wedge formation here, and we ended up gapping up from that, which means that we broke through this ascending level of resistance, and that right now, this is still an ascending level of support because we have not broken it quite yet. So as it sits right now, there is a candle that is just barely hugging onto that, right? We might end up seeing a small pullback, but as it sits right now, my friends, I think that you could buy into this at the very, very top. And if you held this until February 26th, you would probably still be up hundreds of percents in this company by the time of that lawsuit. So, but as it sits right now, if you want to get the best possible entry point, right? If we look in terms of retracements that we've seen in the past, comparatively, right? We see that this stock has retraced all the way down to 50% here previously. So if it follows that same trend, right? 50% is a strong retracement, by the way. Anything 50% or above for a retracement on a Fibonacci indicator tells you that there's a lot of strength in a chart setup. And if we were to follow that same trend, right? We look at this right now. This is actually retraced hard, way harder than usual. So to go from 0.0065 down to 0.050, I think that was a pretty good time to enter. I'm not going to lie. And it is just barely hugging this ascending level of support. But this has been a 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be 5 days now, 5-day span where it has respected that ascending level of support. And I anticipate that it will likely continue to do so. So that is how that is looking right now. I do think that 0.0050 is a pretty safe entry. What will happen if it ends up breaking this ascending level of support? Well, we do know that we have a fallback position right around here at what would be 0.0046, and that would treat you as a pretty good entry point. The only reason that I might see we end up filling this gap is because we did gap up, right? There's no price action in this small zone right here. And typically when you've got a gap in price action, it does end up getting filled. It might not. It might not. I think it's more likely to respect this ascending level of support, but it is possible that we end up filling that gap in price action. And if we do, the fallback is going to be, as I said, 0.0045 to 46, which is a pretty safe entry point, my friends. I feel pretty good about that. I don't think it's too late for you to get into this. The RSI indicator here, the corrections have not been harsh in the least bit, right? We have 60 right here as the low. We've got 60 right here. Right? So these are very nice corrections. And in terms of, where this is in comparison to the last 2 corrections, it's actually right about there. So I think you're getting at a pretty good entry point right now if you decide to get into this company that's based on previous trends, right? We've got a huge gap between the 15 MA and the 200 EMA, literally growing every single day, right? And I don't anticipate this slowing down because everybody's doing exactly what we're doing, my friends. They're looking at this exactly for the situation it is. They're looking at this lawsuit. They're saying, hey, we know we have this hard date set, right? We know if they win, they're going to make a lot of money on this patent infringement. And guys, that is what I've got for the video. So if you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. Webull is a brokerage platform you're watching me use right now. This is version 4 for the desktop. If you use my link, you get 2 free stocks with $100 deposit. I receive a free stock. Great way to support the channel, my friends, and if you're not interested, that's totally fine. I just appreciate your support by taking the time to watch my videos. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.